Hey everybody, it's the coach, and this is Madden 20 on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll see Big Ben Roethlisberger, and the Pittsburgh Steelers as they match up with Ryan Fitzpatrick and the Miami Dolphins. With that, let's get down to Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Standing by for the call, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you, Coach. From beautiful South Florida, there's a look at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. The excitement brewing here in South Florida as a moment ago the Dolphins starters were introduced to this home crowd. They're fired up as well as they get set to match up with Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh Steelers. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden. And Charles, look, some might say that football is a young man's fancy, so to speak, but don't tell that to these two quarterbacks because they come in here with a lot, and I mean a lot, of NFL experience.
Hey, I like the young Turks. I like the Baker Mayfields. I like the Patrick Mahomes. I like the Lamar Jacksons. But I do like those grizzled veterans who know how to play the game, know how to run their team, and know how to handle difficult situations. Maybe I'm just showing my age, too.
Sanders now to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Steelers' all-time leading passer and two-time Super Bowl champ Ben Roethlisberger ready to lead this offensive unit. And he's led them since his rookie year all the way back in 2004. This is a guy who made a Pro Bowl in his second season, James Conner, and he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. And let's take a look at the Steeler offense.
And now the spotlight falls on wide receiver Juju Smith-Schuster because with the acrimonious departure of Antonio Brown to Oakland and Le'Veon Bell moving on to the New York Jets, he is truly the #1 target for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete. James Conner, the running back, his intended receiver. And it'll bring up 3rd down. And let's run through the Dolphins' defense.
The competition to go to the Pro Bowl at safety is fierce in the NFL. But Rashad Jones makes his case year in and year out as one who should go.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And he's got Moncrief. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
What a catch, and one-handed, and I'm starting to lose my awe about the play, and maybe I shouldn't. How much of this is the player? How much of it is the glove?
Well, those gloves, they do have a little grip to them, don't they?
They get that little extra tackiness to them now, and I know the guys in the NFL, the competition committee, some other places, they're talking about examining those gloves to see if they're having too much of an effect on the game.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 48-yard line. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple.
He's not going to get me.
Roethlisberger now off the bootleg. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. Charles Harris. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him.
Well, nothing takes a start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Ready for the 2nd quarter, and it's our visitors with the football. They're in the midst of a nice drive, but facing a 3rd and long here. Here's Roethlisberger to throw. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
On 4th down, here comes the Steeler punter Jordan Berry to kick it away. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it.
Come on now, let's
So
go.
here are the Dolphins now getting set for their initial possession. Leading them out is going to be their quarterback. That's the grizzled vet, Ryan Fitzpatrick.
One thing that I think Ryan Fitzpatrick doesn't get enough credit for is his toughness. This is a guy who plays through injuries, but it's also being mentally tough, knowing that everyone's always trying to move him out of the lineup, trying to find a replacement for him, yet he continues to battle and has earned the total respect of his teammates.
Strip that ball.
Fitzpatrick now to throw on 1st down. It's complete to Parker, left side. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. 25 yards that time. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
Let's go, D.
From the gun, Fitzpatrick. Catch made right side by Wilson. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Six yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Fitzpatrick throwing the out route and complete. It's Parker, and he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 11 yards there, 1st down.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
A 1st down throw for Fitzpatrick. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
The one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Fitzpatrick again. And Stills over the middle. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. From the right hash, this from 44 yards out. Sanders' kick is good. And we have action on the scoreboard just before halftime. It's 3-0. Well, the drive ends in just 3, but they'll take it. Looks like they'll head to the locker room, barring something unfortunate, in front on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they may not be jumping up and down and celebrating because they have the lead, but still, any little momentum in a game like this is important to a team, and they'll feel real good about going in and regrouping, knowing that they are out in front.
After the field goal, here comes Sanders to kick it away. This will be taken short. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Final play of the half. It's Roethlisberger. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. So we've reached halftime. All we have to show for the first half, a lone field goal. 3-0 our score. As we go up to Orlando now and hand it over to Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. These offenses seemingly still back at the hotel for the first half. 3-0 our score as the second half gets underway. This will be taken very short. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Out comes the Dolphins now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. Their defense has pitched the shutout. Now they probably need to deliver a little breathing room, maybe make it a 2-score game as they've got it 1st and 10. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Check, 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 check.
Working out of the gun, Fitzpatrick. And this is incomplete. Kenny Stills, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up second down.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Off the play fake here, Fitzpatrick. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Stephon Tuitt able to shake free and get home for the sack.
We are seeing two really confident defenses imposing their will on these offenses in this game.
Yeah, absolutely, going toe for toe. Just curious if one of these offenses can wake up a little bit.
Is there any way they can find something that can pop, something big to knock them back on their heels?
So now after the sack, 3rd and long, and Fitzpatrick and company a little work to do. 3rd and long for Ryan Fitzpatrick. They'll set up the screen to Drake. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. They get 12 yards back, but it still leads to a 4th and long. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high-percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
Here's Matt Hawk now as he's on to punt for Miami. Time for the Steelers offense now to get set for their first possession of half number 2. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
Yeah, they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the 3rd quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. They start with a give to counter. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
On 2nd down, counter looking for space. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. This is 3rd and 2. Maybe the biggest play in this football game. To the right side and complete to Washington. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Well, they opted not to run it. They completed the pass on 3rd and 2, but they lost yardage to bring up 4.
Well, give credit to the guys on the other side of the ball. They snuffed out the play, but it does bring into question, 1, the play call, because they didn't run the ball there. They could have run it, and 2, just not getting it. That's got to be deflating for them.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll run for it with counter. And he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Dolphins get the football in great field position. So now let's reset here, Charles. They do have 2 timeouts left, so they can stop the clock twice. This one's not quite over yet.
No, and what you're doing on defense, you're going to use both timeouts, obviously. But you've got to call defenses are going to force the issue early, meaning you want that play over fast. You don't want to give them time to dance around in the backfield or run a wide sweep that'll take off time. Blitz them, put pressure on them, make sure that play ends quickly so that you can go ahead and keep moving.
Come on, the ball.
Now the former 4th-round pick, it's Kalen Ballage. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll stay on the ground. Ballage again. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. And the Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down. Now Fitzpatrick. And he finds Stills complete. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
It's 1st and goal, and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away. Clock counting down toward 40 seconds as they take the knee. Moved back to the 10. They'll try on 2nd and goal here. To a knee goes Fitzpatrick, and that should just about do it. So a victory here for the Miami Dolphins. And not all W's are created equal, CD, and this one came in shutout fashion.
Well, their offense certainly didn't need to do anything, right? They could take the day off, and they did. But the defense, they carried them in a big way.
Yeah, look, the offense, obviously stuff to work on, but they did enough, and the defense carried the load.
Well, you know what they say. It's always fun to work on things if it didn't go well in your game with a victory in your pocket. And that's what they've got going forward.
So that'll do it. For my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry, I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Dolphins are winners here as we say so long from South Florida.